So hello and welcome back to Go Again Gaming and the league that means absolutely nothing in its third iteration here on the channel, Season 3. And I just thought I'd cover this one. I've got a good friend in this one. This is Rob Andrews on Prism, one of my longest standing patrons on the channel. I just want to thank him for all of his support over the years. It's been a long time now since you joined on that platform. And if you're considering helping me, or if you want to do that, then Patreon is the best way to do it. It helps me sort of quantify what this work, what this time is worth to people. So thanks to people like Rob, it does spur me on to deliver this amount of content at the level of which it's been edited, and the graphics and the casting and all that sort of stuff. But I'm going to be casting today just because I'm going to be saving Ian his voice, and we're going to be speeding up the production on round 2 so we can get into the round 3s. So I just thought I'd jump in and help. This is Rob facing off against Aurora, being piloted by Matthew McInnes. So this should be an interesting one. Both decks, as we've seen, Rob in this league wants to do a racier Prism strategy with things like the Angelic Wraths and the Celestial Reprimands, just forcing those on-hits of the Heralds through, so you can establish a ridiculous board state of all the Angels, and obviously that helps with your ward and preventing damage and all that good stuff. And then Aurora just wants to do 0 for 4 dot deck stuff. So we're going to see how that goes. Before we do, we're going to hear a message from one of our sponsors.
The League That Means Nothing Season 3 is brought to you in part by Green Tree Sports Cards out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. That's right, the Yinzers have shown up en masse to support this league that means absolutely nothing. Make sure you go and check them out at greentreesc.tcgplayerpro.com for a variety of TCG events and singles and product, including this favourite card game of ours, Flesh and Blood trading card game, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic. These guys are also the ones behind Camp Green Tree as well, so make sure you go and check them out on all the socials and keep up to date with some more amazing events coming down the line. We'll see you soon. Let's get back to the tournament.
So Matt has decided to go first on this wonderful seasonal playmat here, the shitty Christmas present mat, which goes to show the time at which this video was recorded. It was Christmas and the festive season. That has now passed, a week or so ago. But nevertheless, we are kicking off things in good spirits, as we always do here on Go Again Gaming, with Matthew on the play, just contemplating which card he wants to chuck down on the board for first blood. And it's an Entwined Lightning, which is going to be fusing with a current funnel. So this is going to come in for a 0 for 4 with Go Again, and this seems to be the way Aurora likes to play. Nice 0 for 4s with conditional Go Again. Not so much conditional in this deck, but 0 for 4, breakpoint dot deck ping damage. And Rob is just going to be blocking for 3 here with this Wartune Herald. It's going to be leaking 1 point of damage. Rob using a fantastic altar from the Sigilate Games, which is another sponsor of this channel. And then Matthew's going to be following on with a Flittering Charge, which is again a 0 for 4. With conditional Go Again and Prism. Rob just going to be blocking out with the Herald of Triumph and taking another one over the top. And Matt is just going to be pitching to Aurora's ability to create an embodiment for next turn. Obviously, embodiment of Lightning's very, very good. Just giving any attack action Go Again. Very, very good stuff. Bread and butter of the deck, the embodiments of Lightning. And Rob repping a couple of items that I've given him over the years, which I'll get into in a moment, but pitching a Light of Soul here, so he's going to be able to reveal the top card of the deck. A Herald of Rebirth is going to go into Soul, and that's a nice little interaction with the way Prism likes to work, because now Rob can go and tutor for a Figment off of the Light of Soul. So that is a pretty good little interaction there with Prism's ability. Being able to go and get a Figment before you've even resolved your attack is pretty sick. And obviously we're going to go fetch the Figment of Erudition, which has the horrendous Angel on the back, which attacks and draws you cards, which is not very nice. And we haven't even finished the turn yet. That's just from pitching a Light of Soul, been able to go get a card, been able to tutor a card. We are still coming in for 7 with Go Again, because obviously the Light of Soul was pitched. And of course, Prism seems to be doing a lot of above-rate things. But there's one thing to remember here, and that Phantasm is a keyword. But Aurora is choosing to block with all bar the Crown of Providence here to prevent this from hitting. This is going to stop the additional on-hit of Prism. But we are just going to follow that up with another 7 with a Herald of Protection. Which, if this hits, you get a Spectral Shield token. Obviously, it goes into Soul, and obviously that triggers Prism's ability to go search for a Figment. So Prism now masquerading as an aggro deck with some insane numbers. On hit effects, there's a Spectral Shield I gave Rob. That was from the Dusk Till Dawn Mystic pre-release, which I did some stuff for. Did I stream that event? I can't remember. I'm not sure if I did. I think I went, but I didn't stream it. But Matthew's just going to take that whole damage. Obviously, Rob's going to get that Spectral Shield, and he's going to be able to tutor yet another Figment, which is going to be the Figment of War. And obviously, when that enters, you get a Courage token. That's pretty good. So obviously, he's got the Ponder from the Erudition and the Courage from the Figment of War. It's a pretty good turn for Rob. Hasn't stripped any cards from Matt. He's obviously put a lot of counters on the armor. But he's got 2 on-hits through. Well, sorry, no. 2 Figments on board. 1 from the Soul and 1 from the second on-hit. But getting through 7 damage on Matt. Getting 2 Figments out. Getting Spectral Shield and a Courage. I think that's pretty good. But Matt is going to now crack back with a full hand here. Sending a Arcanic Shockwave. Fusing it with the Channel Lightning Valley. So that is going to be coming in for 1 and 4. And it does have go again because of the lightning, the embodiment of lightning. But Matt is going to play out the Channel Lightning Valley before that resolves. So now he's going to be pinging Rob for 1. And then it's going to be coming in for 4. And obviously, any damage will trigger the Lightning Valley for Matt to draw a card. He's going to be pitching that Herald of Tenacity to prevent the arcane damage. Still seeing the 4 come through on the Arcanic Shockwave. That's going to be blocked for 3 with the Herald of Protection. And the Spectral Shield looks like it's going to cover that up fully. Yep. It's going to cover the whole lot. So no card draw for Matt this time. But the Lightning Valley is still out. And he's still got something to say about the turn here. And that's going to be a Starfall for 2. So obviously Matt's played a lightning card this turn already with the Channel Lightning Valley being established. This is threatening card draw yet again, because obviously the first damage you deal each turn. It's coming in for 2. And Rob just happy to block that out with another War Tune Herald. 1 card in hand, 1 in arsenal for Rob currently. And I think that's pretty much it. Just going to put a flow counter on the Lightning Valley. Matt's going to arsenal a card. And we're going to pass over to Rob, who does have a 2-card hand here. 1 in arsenal, 1 in hand, I should say. And we're just going to come at him with a Herald of Protection. Coming in for 6. It's obviously the Courage token, so a nice little blue Herald coming out here. And Matt choosing to block with both of those cards there. But then using the Electromagnetic Somersault to get them back to hand. So a fantastic defensive tool that Aurora has in Electromagnetic Somersault. Just saying, yep, I'll block with these cards, but then I'll return them to my hand so I can use them next turn. And it's an instant as well, so if you need to play it, you can also just play it out to do instant shenanigans, which is really, really cool. It's a really, really cool card. Also sees a lot of play in Bravo Star of the Show right now. So Matt's going to play a Flicker Wisp. He's going to fuse that with the Gone in a Flash. And Rob's just going to pitch a blue and take 1. So I think he's only got 1 piece of Arcane Barrier. Matt just deciding how he wants to follow this up. Flicker Wisp now saying, action cards that deal arcane damage deal that much arcane damage +1 instead. So just, is there going to be more things here because of this Flicker Wisp? We're going to see another Flicker Wisp fusing the same Gone in a Flash. So this is going to be dealing 3 arcane. 2 cards in hand. Sorry, 3 cards in hand, one of which is the Gone in a Flash. So 3 arcane coming in here at Rob. Still got 2 floating from the War Tuner Herald that you pitched earlier. And Matt just saying, yeah, you already know that I've got the Gone in the Flash and the Enlightened Strike because I somersaulted them back to hand earlier, which is fair enough. So nice little face-up information there, which Rob already knows. Just going to be deciding. He's just taking the 3 damage here, and then obviously the Enlightened Strike is just going to be coming in after this. I think he's just chosen to take the damage here. Yeah. Just taking the whole lot. Now Matt's going to lose the channel of the Lightning Valley. And Rob is going to awaken a Figment. The Soraya Archangel of Knowledge. Is it Archangel of Knowledge? Archangel of Erudition. Knowledge is the lifelink one, right? The one from the expansion slot card. But Soraya is coming in for 4. He has banished a card from his soul to draw 2 cards as well, so he does have 2 more cards left, which Matt is just going to take. Now coming in with the Herald of Protection for 6. The on-hit being get a Spectral Shield and go get a Figment. Rob does have Ward 4 out now as well, because obviously he's just established Soraya on field. It's getting a little bit dangerous. Not only are these cards very, very above rate, but they go and fetch other things for you. But we are going to see the first instance of Phantasm being used to pop this Herald of Protection. Or are we? Or are we? We are going to see... Okay, the Halo of Illumination's coming out, which means we are going to go and get the one that says your attacks get -1, I think, is it? What was it called? Figment of Triumph? I think we're probably going to go and see now. That's another thing that Halo does allow you to do, is just say, no, not today. You're not going to be popping my thing today. So the fact that Prism does have that tool on board at any time is very, very deadly. It's one instance of, okay, you're not taking the tempo from me. I'm just going to carry on doing this. And it begs the question as to how many poppers does Aurora have in here? Definitely 3 CNCs, I imagine. But yeah, that 1 damage is going to go through. You're going to get a Spectral Shield from it, and we're going to be able to go and get that Figment of Triumph into play from the Halo. And I think Rob is now also searching for another Figment. But Matt is just going to be able to somersault that back to hand. So just going to shortcut that there. Just going to somersault it back to hand. It wasn't very useful, so at least he can use it next time for another popper. But Rob has gone and got the Figment of Protection off of the on-hit that went through. So he's going to be able to get a Spectral Shield when that enters. And obviously he's going to have the ability to transform that into Aegis, which is my favourite looking angel. The Sawyer May one. And Rob does have 2 Spectral Shields out now as well. One from the Figment entering and one from the Herald of Protection hitting. So that's 2 Spectral Shields out as well now. So Rob is effectively on +6 life here because he's got 4 ward in play. So he's basically on 25. We are going to see the Prism activation here through the Imperium Rapture to awaken Aegis, which is pretty sick. And then we can swing with Aegis as well, because obviously we swung with Soraya. Herald has go again as well, because there's yellow in the pitch zone. And obviously we can now swing for 4. We're going to get 2 Spectral Shields on the back end of that. And then Matt's just going to say, yep, no blocks, take 4. And Rob is now representing an additional 12 life on board from 4 Spectrals and 2 Angels. That's insane. And we're going to need a lot of damage output from Matt on Aurora to really chew through these Angels and Spectral Shields. But even after that, we have to do 12 damage and then still threaten Rob somehow. It's a tough one. It's a tough one to be in right now. That board state is getting pretty nasty. But starting off with a Gone in a Flash. This could be promising. A 0 for 4. When the next time you play an instant card, you may return this to its owner's hand. So the shenanigan part is before the damage is dealt, or after the damage is dealt, but before it's resolved, you flicker it back to your hand, essentially, so then you can basically just keep attacking with it as long as you can give it go again. But this Gone in a Flash is just attacking the Soraya Angel. Thank you to post-production As for making that clear. But we are going to see the Blink be played to return that Gone in a Flash to hand, and obviously Matt is going to gain an action point, which essentially means you can go again, because you get your action point back. Because Gone in a Flash does not have go again by default. That would have been ridiculous if it did. But it looks like we're just going to be on mop up the Angel duty here. Matt just deciding what he wants to pitch, but coming in with a Starfall. This is going to be coming in 4-2, because obviously he's played the Lightning cards before this. And this is just going at face, so that's just going to take away 2 Spectral Shields. We're going to play the Gone in a Flash again, which is going to be attacking Aegis, which is going to destroy Aegis. So that beautiful Angel didn't hold around very long. And now Rob is just left with 2 Spectrals. And Matt just taking a turn there to just clear as many Angels as possible to stop that board state getting from out of hand. And now it's on Rob to take the offensive, pitching a Herald of Erudition to come in with a Herald of Tenacity. This is the one that has Dominate. Matt's just going to say, yep, okay, we're going to clean block this where we can. We're going to sync with Crown, draw a card. But we are blocking this cleanly for 6, which means we're not going to get any on-hits through for the Prism tutoring the Figment. But then we're going to follow it up with a blue War Tune for 5. Popper would be nice about now, but no, we are just going to block it out cleanly and get rid, not allow Rob to get him more on hits through. And the follow-up for Matt on his turn is just going to be a CNC, which is the perfect 2-card hand. It's a shame we don't have the Arsenal to threaten here, but still getting rid of the Spectral Shields and taking 4, putting Rob down to 15. So Matt's taking a lot of time here just to get rid of that board state. But at what cost? Rob is still going to be coming in now, hard and fast, with another Herald of Triumph. Or just another Herald in general, right? And these attacks are just so ridiculously above rate. It's just hard to deal with unless you have the poppers. 7 go again on hit tutor. It's just ridiculous. You need the poppers to be able to really contend with this. It's an aggro deck. I mean, look at all the cards that's being asked of Matt here for one simple attack. I'm coming in with another Herald of Triumph for 6 damage. I mean, Prism, this iteration of Prism is pure aggro, right? And it preys on. We are going to see it. We are going to see a CNC this time. So we are going to pop it. So that is going to be popped. Oh, no, it's not, because it's Herald of Triumph. Wow. Yeah, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. Bit of punishment there for keeping that CNC back when another Herald of Triumph came out. That's a bit of a shame, but there we go. And now Rob's going to be able to get that Figment of Ravagers out, ping Matt for one, which he's just going to take. And suddenly, Matt's just going to have an Arsenal and pass. He's not even going to have an Arsenal after that. Yeah, he's just going to pass straight back. And that is rough. That is rough indeed. Just trying to conserve life and then pop the last one, but the last one was a bloody triumph. And now Prism is on the offense yet again. With a Herald of Tenacity. 5 go again dominate. It's pretty scary. That's just going to hit Matt in the face. Trigger Prism to go and get another Figment. Rob's already got 3 Figments out here. He's going to go get the Figment of... is it Tenacity? Yes. So when this enters the arena, your next attack this turn gets Dominate as well. So, wow. Tenacity is a really, really interesting one as well, because it gives your attacks Dominate on the Angel. So I think when the Angel attacks, I think the rest of your attacks get Dominate this turn, or something like that. So it's a really, really scary endgame Angel, that's for sure, giving all of your attacks Dominate. Especially when they're as big as some of the Heralds we've seen. And speaking of which, we've got a blue Herald of Protection here coming in for 5. With Go Again. Because, yeah, why not? Actually, no, I don't think... Does this one have Go Again? No, I don't think it does it? 'Cause we've already tapped this turn. But we are going to see a Prism trigger. But he's going to fail to find because he has no Figments left. So Matt's going to start his turn with a Burn-Up Shock. So this is a very, very powerful card for the Lightning Rune Blades. Basically a Boom Grenade for Rune Blades. And obviously it's going to ping Rob for 1 as well, which he has pitched for. But any attack that hits now is going to deal an additional 4 damage. We're going to see an Arc Lightning come in here as well, which is pretty sick. Rob's just going to say, yep, I'm going to prevent that. And we are going to see Exude Confidence come in here. If this isn't defended by a card which has greater power than 4, then Rob can't play instance or activate defense reactions this turn, or this combat chain. So that's pretty cool. So you won't be able to awaken any Figments unless it's blocked with something with higher power, which is fairly likely anyway, because Heralds do have high power. But yeah, this is threatening 4 damage, plus the 4 damage from the Burn-Up Shock as well. And obviously, we are pinging for 1 as well. So Rob's prevented the ping already. And obviously the Spectral Shield and the War Tune is just eating up that 4 damage. So nice and clean there, not taking any damage. And now we are going to see a Snatch come in for 4. And again, this is threatening the on-hit draw and on-hit 4 damage. So it's threatening on-hit 8 damage. Looks like Rob is going to block for 3 with a War Tune Herald here. And he's going to pitch into a Soul Shield. Alright. Not sure if... Can you still play Soul Shield? Because I think Exude Confidence says that you can't play defense reactions this combat chain. So can you actually do that or not? Leave a comment in the section below. Because Exude Confidence was not blocked, was it? Or was it? I can't remember. I think it was blocked then, wasn't it? Maybe it was. Never mind. I'm chatting garbage. But we're going to see Matt come in with another Burn-Up Shock. This is the card that he needs to see to really pressure the hand of Rob, because it does threaten a lot of damage. Rob's just going to be pitching the blue to prevent the 1 arcane. Now we're going to see Matt come in with the Starfall. That's coming in for 2. Obviously on hit, 4 damage as well. Rob's just going to say, yep, okay, now is the time to take this damage. So I'm going to be taking 6. So 2 from the sword and then 4 from the burn-up. So that is going to put him down to 9. Still 3 cards in hand, because obviously 1 has been pitched to the arcane. So Rob's still going to be threatening 3 cards on his turn, depending what comes after the Starfall. 1 life differential between these 2 players. Matt's just deciding what he wants to do next after this Starfall. So it does have go again, because a burn-up shock is a lightning card. A lightning Runeblade melding card, I might say. I'm just going to fire that up with a Snatch 4/4. Coming in with a nice little breakpoint, which will allow Matt to decide what card he wants in his arsenal if he gets to draw. He does have 1 card in hand still. And Rob just happy to take that damage and allow Matt to arsenal a card of his choosing. Spells danger for Matt now if Rob's happy to take all of this damage. So he took the 6. So he's taken 10 damage this turn. Gone down to from 15 to 5 this turn. Now we're going to see Aurora's ability be used to set up for the next turn, if there is one. Rob is going to awaken a Figment, I believe, on the end of Matthew's turn here. And he's getting the Metis Archangel of Tenacity. Yep, so when it attacks, you may banish a card from your hero soul. If you do, your attacks this turn get Dominate, which is absolutely insane. This late game, all of your attacks getting Dominate when this attacks is absolutely insane. So yeah, we are going to see a swing from Metis for 4. And now all of Rob's subsequent attacks after this are going to have Dominate because of the Angel's ability here. So really, really good towards the end of the game, just giving you that extra evasion on your attacks. And your attacks are pretty massive in the form of the Angels. And we're not really seeing the weakness of the Angels, or the Heralds, I should say. We're not seeing the weakness of the Heralds be exposed in the form of poppers. We're not seeing that at the moment, unfortunately. Phantasm is a big drawback if the deck that you're playing into has a lot of poppers. But in this case, doesn't look like we have seen many pops this game. We are going to block for 3, take 1, and then this Herald of Triumph is going to come in for 7 with Go Again. But I think that's all she wrote for Rob's turn after this. But coming in for 7 is lethal. It is damage that you cannot take at this point. Threatening the very being of Aurora. We are going to be blocking 2 and taking 5. With Rob not searching for Figments anymore, because he doesn't have any left. Matt just going to be considering what he wants to do, considering the Embodiment of Lightning is in play. So it is going to be an E-Strike. Tucking a card. Probably drawing a card. Yep, because it does have Go Again from the Embodiment. So this is 5 with Go Again. Still has 2 cards to follow up on this as well. Potentially a Starfall. Won't have Go Again, though, because he hasn't played a Lightning card yet. But this is lethal to Rob, so he's going to have to respect this. But the Metis is there, though. So that is not lethal, then. Completely forgot about that one. Rob just deciding whether he wants to block with the boots here to pay into it. Just conserve life at this point. Yeah, so we are going to pitch Angelic Wrath into the boots. That's going to give the boots +1. And obviously the Metis is going to eat the rest of the damage here. So it's going to be fully blocked from the boots and the Angel. And then we're going to follow that up with an Arcanic Shockwave, fusing with a Lightning Surge. So that's going to be coming in for 1 and 4. So again, it is lethal. We are going to be able to stop the 1 here, though, because of the floating resource that Rob does have, which he's going to use now to get rid of that arcane damage. And now the 4 that's coming in. Is Rob going to respect this or go down to 1? Now, Metis is now gone, which means that Rob's attacks don't have Dominate anymore. So that's also something that he has to remember, is that he can't force through that endgame damage on Dominate. But he is going to take the 4 damage, so maybe there is just a Dominate in hand. Prism does have some dominations in hand. Or Domination Angels. And this... It's a Herald of Triumph, okay. Not a Dominator, but still forcing 3 cards from hand there on a 7 attack. Does have Go Again as well because of the Luminaris. And now we're seeing Victoria transformed. And Rob's going to end his turn there. Just gaining some life, basically, in the form of saying, Victoria, come to my aid. Lightning Surge being played from Arsenal, so this is 4 with Go Again. It's just going to be attacking the Angel. Matt's deciding just to get rid of that Angel ASAP. And now a Ravenous Rabble just coming in at the face. 4/4, revealing a Static Shock. So we're getting to that stage now. Both players threatening lethal. One of them just needs to find something evasive. Rob is going to be pitching into the footsteps to cover up that breakpoint of 4. And still with 2 cards in hand, this could be pretty dangerous. There it is. The Herald of Tenacity does have Dominate, coming in for 6. And that is GG's from Matt there. Didn't have anything to deal with the Dominate, and rightly so. It's definitely an end game you can push towards, whether that be the Metis that we saw, or the Herald of Tenacity just coming in for Dominate. That was quick. That was a quick and fast game, that was. Really, really interesting to see how Prism has just evolved into an aggro deck, especially in the hands of Rob. So really, really fun game to watch. I hope you're all enjoying the League That Means Nothing. Please make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and leave a comment section below as to what you enjoyed about the game. And yeah, it's going to be a long season. I think it's going to be wrapping up just before Pro Tour London. Hopefully, it's going to be wrapping up before then. But until next time, we'll see you all over again very, very soon. And yeah, that's it. Goodbye.